Hey guys, it's Kip from Famous by Friday Pickleball. Got a brand new paddle to review, the new Diadem Icon Infinity Pro. I think back to the original Diadem Icon. That paddle was so different and so outside the box thinking. The surface alone was so different from anything else. But I loved that paddle. It's one of my favorite paddles of all time. There are still players out there that are just loyal to that paddle and they still play with it. It was really good and really different. I wish Diadem would come back with that surface a little bit and just try it on something else. It was special and really, really, really cool. So, Diadem has now come out with the Icon Infinity Pro. No, it doesn't have the surface of the original Icon. I'm a little disappointed there, but it does have some of the other attributes of the original Diadem Icon. Let me bounce through all the structural components here. This paddle is 16.5 inches long, 7.3 inches wide, 5.5 inch long grip, 4 1/8 circumference. This paddle does come in at 8.1 ounces and very evenly balanced, so you could add some lead tape and adjust it to whatever you like as far as playability. This paddle is 13.7 millimeters thick or thin, depending on how you look at it. And once again, that's been pretty steady as far as all the Icon and the Icon V2. They've all been thin like this, and that's cool. Now, Icon has done something to the core here, which I think will really make this paddle stand out. It's a poly core, 10 millimeter cells, so they're a little bit larger. So that should make it, play a little bit different and a little bit better, I think. It also has a dual foam technology core with 2 layers of EVA foam. They've got a high density foam around the edge, should give it stability and kind of a little mass and plow through. But it's also got an inner EVA foam, which expands the sweet spot, and both of those should expand the sweet spot as well. We think of thinner paddles as being kind of jarring when you hit them. They kind of vibrate a little bit. That inner layer of foam should help that and make this paddle a little bit softer and a little more playable. The surface is what Diadem calls an Infinity Pro Grit surface. We'll see. I always worry about surfaces like this. Are they going to wear off, and how fast will they wear off? I'm excited to get out on the court and hit this. Once again, I love that original Icon so much. I'm ready to try the Icon Infinity Pro. All right, headed out to the courts right now. We'll see how this does. I hope you're out there. You can hit this with me, and we'll see how it plays. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, this is a Diadem Icon Pro. Gonna go after a target here. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Let me do that again. Oh, overcooked that just a hair. That wasn't the paddle, that was me. Let me go after that target. I was gonna say, the one that was bad was me. That was good. Let me go after that again. That was really good stuff. Man, it's right there. That is so good. Let me spin a couple here. I know the target's gone. Let me spin a couple with the Icon Pro. All right. That ball started right toward the camera and ended up about 4 feet off the court. I think it started out at the camera and went off camera. Do that again. See if I can keep it on the court. That ball spun off the court as well, and that started at least 1/3 over from the line and ended up all the way up the court. Man, that's a lot of spin. Let me try that again. That ball almost, oh my gosh. This paddle has incredible spin. That is cool. Hey guys, back. Just spent the last few weeks getting to know the new Diadem Icon Infinity Pro. I was pleased by this paddle in a lot of ways, and it surprised me in a couple of ways as well. I'm going to bounce through the attributes of this paddle and what it did really well, and I'm going to discuss just a couple of things one that was kind of odd and one I wish it did a little bit better. Power-wise, I always start out with power. Power numbers were pretty good. My average service speeds, 48 to 50. This was 49.2. Really good without weighting it at all. Nice pop, good power. Once again, good depth on serves and returns. Accuracy and control were very good with this paddle. I was kind of surprised. You get into thinner paddles, that's not really what they're known for sometimes, but this paddle did it really well. Accuracy, control, and consistency were there. This paddle also spun the ball really well. Once again, I was kind of surprised. It's not a real gritty surface, but the dwell time made up for it and allowed it to spin really well. So that goes back to feedback and feel, sweet spot, all those things were really good with this paddle. You go back to a thinner paddle, you don't think of feedback and feel, but it was good. It was really nice with this paddle and pretty comfortable to use as long as you stayed, you know, it's not a huge sweet spot, but as long as you stayed in the sweet spot, you were fine. You got outside of there, like with all paddles, it jars a little bit. I like good defense to offense, like I said a little bit. I like that it's very quick at the net because it's very evenly balanced, so you're very quick up to the non-volley zone, and it's easy to move this paddle around. Also, I like, just a little thing, but I like that this edge guard is replaceable. That harpens back to the original Icon. You can change it, go with different colors maybe, and that kind of is a cool thing as well. This paddle comes in orange and in white, and so you've got some variety there. You can do it, and you can change that out if it gets beat up a little bit. Now, let me bounce to just a couple things. One that was kind of odd, like I said, when you hit this paddle, it sounds like you're hitting a wood paddle. It has the oddest sound. It's not harsh, it's just different. It sounds very wood-like. It's not off-putting, but it does sound different. And it almost goes back to the Diadem Hush paddle. When you hit it really hard, almost sounds like you've hit just a piece of wood. It has an odd sound, but once again, it doesn't affect performance and really doesn't affect much of anything. This paddle does come in at $219.95 US. That's pretty steep for this paddle. I think it does have some cool things, does some things well, but once again, that's a pretty steep price. That probably falls under kind of dislikes a little bit. And once again, I think I said in this opener, I really wish Diadem would go back to that original Icon surface that was just so cool and so different. Not really a dislike, that's just being me. All right, guys, I like this paddle. It does a lot of things well. I could easily play with this paddle. I would experiment with a little lead tape as always, but this paddle does pretty well. I'm anxious to hear if any of you have tried it. I believe that it's going to be fairly popular. I think you're going to see this paddle out there a lot because it does some things really well. I'm anxious to hear from you guys if you've tried it, if you like it. You know, what do you think? And if you are an original icon enthusiast, I'd love to hear from you. All right, guys. As always, hit like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. I'll be back with more. Fall is here, but I'm going to be back with more really soon. All right, guys, get out and play. A little bit. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Good to say wow every once in a while. Wow. Wow.